Hey y'all, happy Sunday. I'm doing a little bit of a longer video today, like I talked about doing last week. So I'm gonna share before I get started on tuning in, kind of how I do this and how it all started for me since I have longer recording capability for this week. Um, so what I do when I tune in to hear these messages from angels, some people will call it channeling. I kind of call it just like hearing what they say. And I'd started because in my spiritual experience in my 20s, you probably might have heard my story, but I accidentally devoted my life to God while I was writing in my journal, or you could say spontaneously. Um, and that night I saw a light. I started feeling angels around me. I felt all this light around me, and um, all these other things happened. And then it ended after about 2 years. I had this dream with this beautiful angel who told me that I needed to learn how to swim, which was like a metaphor for, I think, learning how to live a spiritual life in the regular world. And yeah, so after it ended, I basically didn't feel any angels around me anymore. And I wasn't sure if I'd just completely gone nuts or not. And I was really depressed, and I moved back home to Louisiana, and for a while I lived in the woods alone, and I would like cry, and I would hold my hand out, and I would feel the angels hold my hand. And that's like all I got for a really long time, except for like that time that I was saved from carbon monoxide poisoning. I like never felt anything until it's not that I never did. I think I was supposed to be learning how to connect in a healthy, balanced way. Because during my STE, it was like a spiritually transformative experience. It was like they were just like right next to me. I didn't have to do anything. There they were. And it was like, then I had to learn how to connect without just trying to escape the world, which is what I wanted to do for a long time. So rebuilding the connection and learning how to connect has basically led me to hearing these messages. Um, it started kind of again, like I started journaling and asking questions, kind of like how, my spiritual experience started because I was writing in my journal. Now I would like either type or write questions and then just feel like words come into my mind. And these were just personal questions that I was asking about, obviously, relationships or where should I move or just basic life stuff. And then it was like over time, after me doing that for myself for a few years, that became like messages that I could share. I mean, I did that probably for myself for like almost 8 to 10 years, like after my spiritual experience. And then I started sharing these messages for other people, just written. And but also having dreams that I was speaking, receiving messages and speaking them for people, which would be closer to like channeling. I guess they're all like versions of channeling. Um, so basically, yeah, now when I do my written messages or when I do like messages that I'm receiving to share verbally, it's like I feel the angels get really close to me, and I know what they feel like because that was what they felt like during my spiritual experience. I wouldn't say I live like that all the time. I have a regular life, a regular daily life. I'm not trying to just like sit and talk to the angels anymore. I used to try to want to do that because I wanted to escape, but I have a regular life. And then when I'm doing messages, I breathe and relax and calm down and raise my, like into the light. I breathe light through my body, and then I feel them next to me. And then I just say what I hear. Um, how do I know what I'm tuning into? I guess this is a much longer thing, but it has to do with my spiritual experience and the light and the love and the God energy that I felt. So that's basically what I do. I relax, I breathe, I feel them next to me, and then I just tell you what I hear. They'll show me images or they'll just tell me words. And I keep having to relax and breathe to keep it flowing, to keep my human mind turned off. Um, but anyway, yeah, it's really beautiful. I like doing it. I have had dreams that I've been, even before I started doing these like live spoken channelings, I've had dreams that I'm like doing that in front of groups of people, and I'm like like hearing angels and telling people what they're saying. But I am a huge still like half of me is a big skeptic, and I would also be like, well, this I could just be nuts, which I did think for a long time. But I think the point is, does this resonate for you, whether you believe it's real or not? Does it make you feel better? Or does it bring you some hope? Or does the message like resonate in some way? So believe what you want, but like if you listen and you're like, oh, that makes sense, or that made me feel better, then that's cool. So all that being said, oh yeah, the last thing, I don't always go into trance. I was doing that for a little while, but I just had some friends making fun of me. I just, and I'm also like, I think I am like kind of a gateway, like an opening for people interested in spirituality, and I don't want to freak people out or turn them away. So I'm like, I don't always go into trance. I just like relax and just hear what they say and then tell you from my own Rebecca self, which I think is part of my journey anyway, is like being present in my own personality and body and who I am, and still like kind of tuning into those other higher, elevated, lovely God source energies, which I guess we're all supposed to be becoming. Who knows? But I'm going to tune in now. Thanks for that, listening to my intro. I'm going to tune in for our messages for the week, for Sunday. As you can tell, I didn't really do my hair. Sorry. Okay, let me see what I'm hearing today. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, what I'm hearing first is like humanity is at a choice point, and there is you each get to choose what kind of life you want to lead. It's not in a scary way, but like they were showing me like back to my the download I got about the cliff at the end of my spiritual experience. Um you can choose to like align with love and like create like a whole beautiful world and earth and like loving society, or you can align with the opposite, which could be called fear, or just like kind of cutting yourself off from that source love and light. And it's not gonna help. Well, they're just showing me, when they show me the people that aren't gonna choose that, they just show me them like crumpling up. So choose like the good and choose the love, and that happens in every moment of your life. So if there's anything keeping you from love, or feeling like you can access that love for yourself or a higher being in your heart, just they want you to remove any obstacles that are like blocking any love in your own heart for yourself, or like any of the flow. And you can do that by getting still and kind of feeling what's there. They're saying your heart holds all the answers, and this is accessible to everyone. You don't have to worry that you're not going to get on the right timeline, or that you're not going to be able to feel love, because love is really who you are. It's really your true nature. Anything that's blocking it is like of the human constructed world. They're saying like allow us to help you, like allow the angels or source, however you conceptualize this, allow that to help you. You don't have to do this alone. And it doesn't have to be fancy or otherworldly. It can just be a loving vibration in your own heart. And they're saying fear doesn't help anyone, even though I know a lot of people have been feeling it lately. It's not like a helpful vibration or a helpful energy. I've been feeling a lot of fear, but mostly through my own, related to my own healing journey. Like I've been just having different feelings come up, but I've messaged with a lot of other people who are having these like deep, intense, like what seems like things you'd already healed coming up into your awareness. Um, they're saying you don't have to stay with them. You don't have to sit in them or stew in them. You can breathe them up and move them up and out of your system. They're saying it's called moving beyond the fear grid. Uh, the fear grid is a human construct, and it's like a not rooted in loving energies, and it's kind of like this like skeletal framework that we've been like existing in as humanity. Um, but we're all being asked to move past that. And the way we move past that as a society is to like move past it as an individual first. So again, what's keeping you from feeling loved and loving in your own heart? Work on that first, is what I'm hearing. And everyone's capable of doing this. It's all part of our human life. We're never left alone. We can definitely do this. And they want you to, like what I've talked about with the journaling and asking questions of my angels and guides, they want you to do that too. So if you can start to ask questions or journal or receive information like from your heart, from that still small voice, like they want you to do that and to ask your questions and to like connect and trust that you have this guidance for yourself. Let's see. I mean, they're saying again, really emphatically, worrying doesn't help anyone. So give your worries up to God or to Source. That doesn't mean not to take action or not to be involved in a way that is the right way for you. Um, it just means to be choosy about what you allow into your sphere and um, what you let come across your attention, like across the screen of your mind, really, through your phone, through your internet, like news, like media. Be choosy, be wary. Not everything is true, they're saying, and you're going to be able to discern that in your heart. There are people suffering. There are old energies like vying for dominance right now, but the love of humanity will eventually win. Not really, they're saying not to say too much more about that. I guess it's they really want us to focus back in on our own hearts and our own energy of like healing ourselves to heal our communities. They're also saying you can be a beacon of hope for others. So, what loving things can you do in your community or in service to those around you? Anything that you do that you feel called in your heart to do as an act of service has extreme value right now. So please do it. Um, they're saying people are suffering and people are afraid, and it doesn't need to be that way because they're showing me like we're all one human family. They're just showing me us all in the whole earth like linking arms together. Um, they're saying that's not naive, that's actually divine truth. Like we're all one and we all come from the same place. We all go back to the same place. So anything that's keeping us separate is mental construct. It doesn't really, it exists only in the human world. And they're saying like that becomes extremely apparent on the other side. But the faster we know it here and now, the better our world will be. Um, so one of the ways you can work on that here is like making amends with anyone that's hurt you. If it's not safe to like actually make amends with the actual person, at least releasing the hold they have on your heart or any resentment that you have. When people hurt others, it's done from a like a diminished understanding of human life. So they've shown me this with like the people who traumatized me, but it's like they show me that they have these like things over their heads that they can't actually see like the other human. It's not funny, sorry, but it's just like there's like a grid over their brains and they can't quite see the human or the light. But they just keep coming back again. They're saying like, don't worry, please don't worry. Um, Worrying energy builds on itself. So as much as you can take action or do something loving in the world, do it. But sitting and stewing in a place of worry really doesn't help anyone evolve or reach something better. You can take action. You can read books, they're saying, or like um, write letters, pay attention, do things where you're called to do them, but just don't sit and stew in the worry. Um, And they're just showing me this image now of like a bird taking flight. So I think humanity really is trying to get into a place of like flight and elevation and like soaring. And it's like we have to get out of that fear grid. There's almost like the net over the bird, and like we just have to get it off of us. So then we remove that net by doing our healing work, is what I'm hearing. Each of us individually doing it. The more each of us on a healing path does our deep healing work, it does affect the collective. So take it seriously. Well, also have fun with it, but like it is more important than it seems, even if it's just private. Like all of my healing work was really, really private till I started sharing in 2023. Um, Let me see. Oh, and they're also saying, like, look for who inspires you. So, what inspires you? Who inspires you? Like, read and learn about those kind of people that really lift you up and inspire you because that's who we're all going to be now. We're going to be the people that inspire ourselves, inspire us, and we can each be like a hero. That's really sweet. Let's see what else they want to say. Again, they're saying, like, take us your worries. So, please talk with your angels, talk with Source, God. Yeah, sorry. I always say every word because I have so many different, like, I liked, and in fact, almost every near-death experiencer I know, they're like, God, source, creator, angels, like we all say like all of them because, once you've experienced that God source for yourself, it's like just beyond any word. But I also want to make it all accessible. So whatever word you use for that, that's the energy I'm going for. Uh, take it to your team, talk to your guides and angels, talk to the creator. Like, you're not supposed to deal with any of this on your own, and in fact, you're not alone. It's just like a trick of the mind again, like when we come to the earth for our earthly experience. It's like we get this part of it turned off so we can go through these different experiences, but um, you can build the muscle to connect with your team, with your guides and angels, with the creator to get better guidance. Yeah, it's interesting. They showed it to me like, those little cars that have like the track, and I feel like they're at amusement parks. It's like if you don't have the track on your car, you're like just going wherever. But when you tune in and like get connected to source, your car is like on the right track and it actually is like connected and you can get the guidance and know which way to go. Um, that's been a hugely long process for me. So I do try to share about ways to do that and my videos and things that I write about, but it's going to be individual for each of us, and you can find teachers that help resonate with you with that. Let's see, anything else? Oh, there's showing me like lighting a candle and being the light. So like I think each one of us can be the light in our communities, and that's an energy. That's like an energy blueprint. So like be the light and light a candle. I guess you can light a candle in real life. I like to. And then also like be the light for your community. Um, think things are going to get a lot brighter. That's what I'm hearing. But it starts through the heart again. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Let's see if there's any closing messages. They're saying each one of you is capable of doing this for yourself. So I think ultimately the goal is for all of us to be receiving this guidance and walking in love. And um, if I can help you connect or feel it, I'm really thankful. But again, I think this is something each of us can do and you can do too. And I love y'all. And I hope this was helpful, interesting, and would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I'll keep doing longer tuning in messages if y'all want me to, even though I feel like they kind of, I guess it's important. I was going to say they say the same thing, but all I heard when I was about to say that was like all these messages bear repeating, and we can hear them in multiple ways to like remember them. So, okay, have a great Sunday. Love y'all lots, and I'll see you next week. Bye.